Welcome to Lavender Monster Reacts, and today we'll be looking at mind-blowing TikToks that'll keep you thinking. Let's get started.
Just a cat that likes to have fun. Long lazy days I lie in the sun. I'm just a cat as quiet as a mouse. So let me in, open your house.
I wonder how long that thing lived, because that looks crazy. Looked like a dog was upside down. At first it did look kind of out of the ordinary, but that was just a dog.
It's crazy to realize how dangerous Dasani water is.
If you look at the Dasani water, if you look on the bottle, like in the ingredients, there's you know this, but there's three ingredients that seem a little bit weird that it's on there. There's salt, right? When you think of something salty, you don't think of water.
When I think of something salty, I think I need water.
Exactly. So why would there be salt in the water? I'm sure there's something behind it, but like that just seems kind of weird to me.
Usually when I eat salty foods, the first thing I'm gonna do is drink water.
This is in a water bottle. You're literally drinking it. The second one is magnesium sulfate. Literally, it's called a drying agent, right? It dries your mouth out. So why would that be in like a water bottle?
Well, it's the total opposite of what you think, because like usually when I have like a dry mouth, and like when everyone at home probably has a dry mouth, you drink water. You don't expect water to give you a dry mouth.
I just don't understand why that's in there.
Well, what's scary is the third ingredient.
Okay, so the third ingredient, right? Potassium chloride. And if you guys don't know, potassium chloride is the last thing they inject in people in death row. So it's used to kill people.
Why put something in the water that we're consuming that could actually hurt us?
Look, bottled water, we done already seen a million times, ain't it? But for some odd reason, I still be drinking this damn bottled water, man. And I got a water purifier too. Still be drinking out of bottles.
This freaked me the fuck out.
This fact. Okay, can I share this? I don't want to be blamed.
I doubt I could stop you.
I don't, I don't want to be blamed if you cannot get to sleep tonight.
No, I'll be okay.
Okay, all right. So, this dark energy in the future will render the universe so large, having accelerated so significantly that all the galaxies of the night sky will have accelerated beyond our horizon. Don't know what we don't know. And this leaves me awake at night. I lose sleep over that.
So all I can say about that is, when it gets to that point, none of that's going to even matter anymore. And hopefully we got the technology to actually get off of this planet and go explore the stars. So this planet probably won't even matter. You know what I'm saying, at that point.
CIA declassified a book that basically says all of humanity will soon face a global cataclysm. So the book is called The Adam and Eve Story. It's been around for a while, but the fact that it was classified until 2013 makes you wonder, what were they hiding?
Wait, the CIA classified a book that says humanity's about to be wiped out.
Yeah, and the craziest part is the events outlined in this book actually give really reasonable explanations for some of history's greatest mysteries. If you don't know, I'm talking about things like the lost city of Atlantis, the mysteries of Antarctica, Stonehenge, Easter Island, these things that just don't seem to add up with what we know about history.
So, how does this book explain all that?
Well, it ties back to ancient cataclysms. Like every major religion and ancient folklore has a story of a global catastrophe that resets civilizations. So you've got Noah's Ark, the Sumerians with the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Mayans talking about a great flood. All these cultures, thousands of miles apart, telling essentially the same story, and none of them would have had any contact with each other.
That's insane. And they all have a version of this?
Exactly, and it doesn't stop there. The book even suggests that these ancient structures, like the pyramids, were built by a previous advanced civilization. All these cultures talk about some greater being coming down to build them. None of them take credit for it themselves. And think about it. If you built something as incredible as the pyramids, wouldn't you want to brag brag about it. But these civilizations passed down remnants of their knowledge to the Stone Age that followed them. And what really trips me out is that this book was dismissed as pseudoscience for so long, but as we've seen, the line between pseudoscience and real science is just a matter of time.
So why did the CIA classify it?
And that's the question. Were they trying to hide something from us?
I mean, they probably did brag about it, but we know throughout history, whenever somebody was conquered, they like to destroy evidence or, you know what I'm saying, take it over for themselves and claim it as their own and build from there. So they probably did brag about it. The history was probably destroyed, or the information.
Now this is crazy. What if I told you everything you know about life is about to change? Recent scientific breakthroughs in neuroscience have confirmed that our reality is, in fact, a simulation. How this ends is mind-blowing, so strap in. Picture this. You close your eyes, knowing that your time is up. However, when your eyes open, you find that you're not in heaven or hell, but in the year 3000, with a notification telling you that you've just completed a simulation of the exciting, primitive 21st century. When you finish this life simulation, you're not old and gray anymore. You're back to being 16, ready to jump into another round of this crazy game. Everything we experience, every sensation, it's all just electrical signals to our brains. So manipulating these signals, that's the key to creating unlimited experiences, unlimited realities. The chances we're living in the real world are pretty much zero. We're all characters in a cosmic video game, and our 21st century brains have finally figured it out. It blows the lid off everything we thought we knew about life, consciousness, you name it. We're living in a simulation, and the possibilities are endless.
Kind of started off like it was going to be some Futurama type stuff, but then it just turned into something completely different. Like, I don't know, man, if I was to go to sleep and then wake back up and I'm 16, I kind of want to be that 16-year-old, man. I wouldn't want to lay down and just start a whole nother life.
Ever heard of the New World Order conspiracy? It's the idea that a secretive, powerful elite is working to create a single, global authoritarian government. This elite is said to include influential figures from politics, finance, and industry, all aiming to control the world's population. Believers point to several pieces of supposed evidence: secretive meetings like the Bilderberg Group, symbols hidden in popular culture, and global organizations like the United Nations. They argue that these are tools for implementing policies that erode national sovereignty and personal freedoms. The ultimate goal? To establish a unified world government with total control over every aspect of life. Critics say it's just a modern twist on older conspiracies like the Illuminati, often lacking concrete evidence. Whether you see it as a warning against unchecked power or dismiss it as paranoia, the New World Order conspiracy theory continues to captivate and provoke debate. Thanks for diving into the New World Order conspiracy with us. Comment below what you think really happened. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. And don't forget to follow for more intriguing conspiracies. Stay curious.
I'll be honest with you, I ain't got nothing to react to that because I was not paying attention. He just lost me, man. I was not paying attention.
There are people living inside of the Earth. It's true. New information from NASA states that there is a large ocean beneath the Earth's crust, after scientists detected movement below the surface. Around 500 miles below, a large supply of water has been found stored in a rock named ringwoodite. But it gets even crazier. Scientists...
Hold up. That's better.
say that this rock is so huge that it contains 3 times the amount of water on the Earth's surface. This causes many to believe that there is more down there than we originally thought, possibly even civilizations. While the news of this discovery was over 10 years ago, it was never talked about. Is the government hiding this information from us? What do you think?
I can believe that there's people living inside the earth for sure. Like, we've seen plenty of videos of them building underground bunkers and doing all types of, massive excavations. So I can believe that there's people that's been living up under there.
of these photos, it's safe to say you're getting those memories from your alternate self inside an alternate universe because they never existed here. Do you remember?
No, they did not take a picture of Richard Simmons and paint on a headband and wristbands. I mean, at this point, man, I don't even think people are even thinking about throwing up those signs. They just do it now.
These are the scariest conspiracy theories in the world, but we're gonna keep going until we find the craziest one. A lot of people haven't heard about this one, but there's actually a conspiracy that a solar flare is what caused the Titanic to sink, which is crazy. So this is actually thanks to a new study, but it discovered that the northern hemisphere was actually experiencing a moderate to severe magnetic storm on the night of the ship's collision. So the conspiracy is that this storm could have affected the ship's radar and the radio rescue signals, so that's why it had crashed. There's a huge conspiracy called the NASA Blue Beam Project. This one's wild. Basically, this conspiracy says that NASA is planning on projecting giant 3D holograms of religious figures into the atmosphere to initiate a spiritual apocalypse. This one's wild. Hey, everybody knows what Area 51 is, but it wouldn't be a conspiracy video if we didn't talk about it. Obviously, you know the conspiracy, Area 51 is for aliens, right? So they say that Area 51 in Nevada is actually a military installation at the Nellis Military Operations Area. This is what people don't believe. Obviously, as you do know, the conspiracy is that Area 51 is researching and experimenting on aliens and their spacecraft. I don't know what to believe, I'm staying silent. The government has officially come out and said that the facility is used to test experimental aircraft for the military. That's something the government would say. We're gonna keep going until we find the craziest one, so make sure you add me and come back to me tomorrow.
Look, you are not going to ever know what is inside Area 51 unless something breaks out of there and then runs around and they film it. That's the only way you're gonna see what's inside Area 51 or get a job there.
I've read every fucking theory on how they built those pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza has 2,300,000 stones in it. Some of them they weigh between 2 and 80 tons. Some of them are cut from a quarry that's hundreds of miles away. These things point, that pyramid is shaped perfectly. Like, if you fucked up like a quarter inch there, a half inch here, by the time you get to the top, that thing's a mess. But meanwhile, it's not. It's perfect. It's also perfectly aligned to true north, south, east, and west. And they're not really sure how old it is. They think it's, they date it to 2,500 BC, but that's just because of organic particles that they pulled from inside stones. But they also say that they probably could have sealed those stones and resealed those stones over time. You're dealing with like a gigantic mystery of unfathomable proportion.
Yeah, they said that they had gold on top of the pyramid and what, limestone or something on it. Like, there's just so much stuff going on with those pyramids, man. I don't think we know like anything about them for real.
So I have this conspiracy theory that I'm workshopping. It's that the 80s, like the decade, only happened in America. Because if you talk to any foreign person and you're like, oh my God, the 80s, like, wasn't that such a cool time? And like the leg warmers and the Cabbage Patch Dolls and the Trapper Keepers and the cocaine. They're like, I don't know, like, I guess. Like, it wasn't a thing for anybody but Americans. Nobody else cares. Why do we, like, stand that decade so hard? It's like it was the best our country was ever going to get. It's like it's all been downhill. It's like it's the only time anyone was happy.
Tell you why the people don't care about the 80s anymore. Because the kids from the 2000s are now adults. So to talk about that, they don't know anything about the 80s. I was born in 85, so I remember half of it.
Who is that? Is that Jenny from the block? No way that's Jenny from the block. You want to know what happens when your supply gets cut off? This. You want to know why your celebrities, all of them, look like this? It's because of that.
I don't know. I think she looked like that because she's getting old. Plus, all those years of wearing all that makeup on your face, it's bound to do some damage. So, I can see what's going on here.
There is a secret document from the CIA that has just been released, and what it reveals is terrifying. It is called the story of Adam and Eve, and it explains how the end of the world will occur. And the scariest part is that it is entirely logical and makes complete sense. It explains that the North Pole and the South Pole shift every 12 to 15,000 years. And when this shift occurs, it triggers a massive apocalypse with earthquakes and giant tsunamis. After the apocalypse happens, we go back to prehistoric times, the Stone Age. It also states that the first humans like us lived 10,000 years before Jesus Christ. So we are approximately 13,000 years after the first humans, and we are already witnessing significant events like climate change and other catastrophes. The book also claims that we are the sixth civilization to emerge from the apocalypse. We reach a certain point in civilization, and then everything resets. This would explain many things, such as the Sahara Desert once being green and Antarctica having forests. Now things are changing, with some places becoming colder while others become hotter. This is why there is mention of the flood in the Bible, and it's likely what happened to Atlantis. It would make sense for a city to be underwater if water wasn't there.
So, I mean, something that makes sense to me is... Alright, hear me out. So something to me that would make sense is... Alright, so say that there was an apocalypse, right? And they built like these boats or whatever the case may be, and they have all this technology, but they only take a certain amount of people. Like the survivors would have to start from the beginning. And so just imagine like they're living life, surviving, start having kids, and then the generation that went through the apocalypse is no longer around. And so the people that were on the boats or in the caves with their technology comes out. And so now the unfamiliar people start thinking that they're aliens or, you know what I'm saying, some other beings, when all along they was humans and they was just hiding under the rocks, man. Like, that would be some crazy stuff. For real. Alright, that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.